playing music, classical music. I played the violin for 10 years, and I played all through high school. I never once attended a sporting event in my high school. During my activities, I was up at USU and I was in concerts, and I was watching these master players come and who perfected their craft, who came and put on a performance for the audience. And through that experience, I picked up a lot of habits on the way that the audience interacts with the performer. They're very respectful. There's places where you clap and places where you don't between the movements. It's all very respectful, and it's centered around the idea that musicians spend hours perfecting their music, and they have the courage to bring it to the audience, and the audience oftentimes recognizes that and reciprocates that. I attended a USU basketball game for the first time just a few months ago. One of the first basketball games I've ever been to in my life. And I went to a special game. The theme of the game was Spectrum Magic, and it was paying homage to the Spectrum Stadium itself. If you've been to the Spectrum, you'll know that there are colored seats in orange and yellow. And as a part of that, they gave everybody in attendance a free t-shirt in either one of two shades of orange or one shade of yellow. I went alone, completely alone, first basketball game at the USU Spectrum. I show up relatively early, and I pick a seat towards the back of the student section on an aisle. It's an introvert's favorite seat. It's my favorite seat. I need that quick getaway if I need it, you know? On the seats, they have the t-shirts laid out. I take a look at mine, and it's massive. It's huge. Double XL for sure. And I'm built like string cheese, so this isn't gonna work. I looked at the color of it. I noticed I don't see anybody wearing this particular shade, and I wonder if there's a reason. So I kind of just put it in my lap. And I'm people watching, which is my favorite activity. I'm sitting down at the top of the Spectrum. It's a great view. It's like an eagle's nest up there. And I'm just watching. The crowd starts to come in, the Spectrum starts to fill up, and in the final minutes before the game, the operator of the Jumbotron, camera operator, starts centering the camera on people who hadn't yet put their shirts on. Below the live feed it said, "Put your shirt on," with an exclamation point. And the crowd would boo until the person put their shirt on. I put my shirt on really quickly. So I'm wearing the USU Spectrum shirt. The Spectrum lights go out. It's completely dark. And the entire student section, all seated below me, they turn 180 degrees around. I'm looking down, and it was like a flash mob. I didn't know what was happening. They're all facing me at this point, and I turn around. I don't know why. The announcer comes on the speaker system and starts yelling out numbers and names of players. I soon put it together that the opposing team is entering the Spectrum, and I'm standing, facing around. The announcer announces their number and then their name. And after every name, the USU student section would yell, "Sucks." Sucks was a bad word in my household growing up. I don't know if that's relatable to anyone else. Sucks, stupid, idiot, and shut up. Those were outlawed, along with all the other curse words. So I'm taken aback. I'm facing around with everybody else, and they're yelling, "Sucks," after every player whose name and number is listed on the opposing team. So a few go by, and then I start saying quietly, "Sucks." Number 32, player, first name, last name. A little bit louder. "Sucks." Until I'm saying it along with everybody else. We turn back around, and it's time for the USU team to enter the Spectrum. The herd just erupts. It's an exciting time. Similar to the opposing team, the player's name and number is announced, and everybody in the student section knows a sort of gesture or dance that's associated with that player. A player's name would be called. Number 23, first name, last name. They do a little gesture. And if you've ever tried to sing the lyrics to a song that you didn't know the words to, that was me. I was just looking around, trying to piece together what to do. They're all unique, and they all know them for every player. I'm impressed. So I'm trying to copy along as best I can. The game starts, and it's exciting. The USU the USU student section loves the Aggies. They erupt when there's a point scored. They know all these little cheers, these little, let's go Aggies, hey, hey, hey. They know them all. And they start, I'm not sure how they start, but they're all in sync, they're all together. And I'm doing my best to follow along, like the lyrics to a song that I don't know. But they also antagonize the opposing team. They'll start clapping if they're getting close to a goal, if the opposing team is close to a point. And they'll start yelling at the ref if they think there's a bad call. They'll yell, "Ref, you suck! Ref, you suck!" all in unison. I'm thinking about this, and I start yelling, "Ref, you suck!" along with them. And I start clapping when they're close to a goal. I start booing when they have the ball. Towards the end of the game, another player was fouled. The USU player was fouled by a member of the opposing team. And there's a girl seated in front of me, and she gets very upset. I take it that she was in a relationship with the player who was fouled. At least in her mind, she was in a relationship with fouled. Yells at this player that fouled the other team. She used the I word in there. I heard idiot among other choice words. But that experience, just hearing her, it like booted my consciousness back up. Like it was like Windows XP, and I saw the circle happening in my mind. And I thought, what am I doing? Who am I, and what am I doing right now? I think back to my experience in the concert hall. And in classical music, the effort that it takes to get to the stage and the courage that it takes to walk onto it, it's commendable. And the audience recognizes that. But here I am, turning my back to the opposing team, saying that each of them sucks. I'm yelling at the refs. I'm saying, "Ref, you suck." And I left after the first quarter because it just wasn't me.